What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Across the Pond, where two American boys tell you about the worldwide world of soccer/football, whatever you prefer to call it. We don't really care because we like talking about it. How you doing, Jacob?
I'm doing good. Got a nice win this weekend
Nice win.
in multiple things.
Multiple things.
It was good. I just spent all weekend winning.
Winning.
All I do is win, win, win.
I am Rich Ridio.
I'm Jacob Lloyd.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the fifth installment of the Across the Pond podcast. Like I said, where two American boys talk about the worldwide world of soccer/football. We had last week talked about match day 1 previews, and now we're going to go over some reviews of that, and then match day 2s for this upcoming weekend. We might get into some match day 2 stuff or match day 1 stuff for other leagues, maybe. We'll see. I don't know how you feel about that.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. But regardless, let's get started. What do you want to do, previews or reviews first?
Let's review the last week and then
All
we'll
right.
move on to week 2.
Well,
Let's go in order.
we're really going to preview or review mostly the Premier League. We will start. We already did a review of the United Leicester game in the last podcast, so
We did because it was that weird Friday game.
yeah, we recorded that day actually, and then released the podcast that day on SoundCloud, by the way. Yeah, let's get into this. The first game on the board was Newcastle United versus Tottenham Hotspurs.
Tottenham.
I don't know what Newcastle's stadium is called, but it was in Newcastle.
Toon Park or something like that, isn't it?
Something, I don't know.
I'll tell you right now. It's probably on this thing.
Regardless, unfortunately,
St. James's Park. I don't know why I
St.
was
James's
thinking
Park. Spurs won 2-0. They possessed the ball 60% over Newcastle's 40%. Shots, Newcastle had 15 with 2 on target, and Spurs with 15 with 5 on target. Unfortunately, the post was Spurs' best defense in this game, I feel. They had about, I think, 3 or 4 posts, or Newcastle had 3 or 4 posts or shots that hit the post. Basically, it was like, wow.
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 I'm not a Newcastle fan. The most thing I got out of this was Spurs is Spurs. They should have won the game, but also DeAndre Edlin had an injury at the end of the game. That's the only thing I was really worried about. But regardless, I thought it was somewhat. I mean, his defending on that cross on Dele Alli was questionable. Obviously, the first goal was Harry Kane. No,
Nope.
wasn't Harry. I know Dele Alli scored the second one to put them up, and then Joslu from the recently transferred Stoke City.
Vertonghen. I knew it was one of the center
Vertonghen.
backs.
Yeah, it was a header, right?
It was.
Yeah.
'Twas.
But yeah, it's a game that Tottenham should have won. We were saying if Newcastle wants to take points early, this is the best time to do it.
Yep.
But they didn't, unfortunately. But I think they played pretty well. It's in my books. I think it's a good starting off point. I mean, they were competitive. They got 15 shots, even though 2 were on target, but they were still attempting goals. I think they're still going to be a side either mid-table or above for me.
Newcastle, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Spurs like Spurs. I don't know.
Yeah, same old Spurs.
Yeah.
Literally same team because they didn't sign anyone. Rip.
Yeah.
I think this game was basically just who could miss the least chances, and that turned out to be Spurs.
Exactly.
Newcastle all last season had a really hard time putting the ball in the back of the net, and they were a little bit unlucky, I think, in this game, but still kind of New Year, same problems for Newcastle.
Yeah.
I don't know that the Edlin injury will really affect them too
Oh,
much,
yes.
but
They,
it's not going to matter for them.
They just brought in a right back. I don't remember his name, but I know they made decent amount of signings, especially up top, to get some more depth up top. So
Harry Kane keeping that August goal drought going really well.
yeah. Moving on.
Yeah, I guess it was just Tottenham were supposed to win this game, and they didn't really look that great, but they got the 3 points.
Exactly. Just like United. Anyways, moving on. Let's go. Watford versus Brighton. Watford won 2-0 with 53% possession, 47 to Brighton. 19 shots with 5 on target, with 6 shots for Brighton, and with 0 on target. I think this game had the most fouls out of all of them, and it had 26 fouls.
Dang.
I think the one of the later 2 games had about 2 short. Interesting note: Foster made 0 saves for Watford when I saw, and then Pereira scored the 2 goals, who I thought were amazing.
I got all those clean sheet points though.
Yeah.
On my fantasy team for starting Foster.
Both goals were pretty good. I think the first goal of the game was probably like one of my top 3 goals of the week.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. And the second one was like a good run and then like finish at the near post.
Same, it's kind of like Richarlison's kind of goal in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Pereira obviously had a great game getting that brace for Watford. Brighton going 90 minutes without a shot on target against Watford is not boding well for the rest of their season. Yeah, I think Watford are definitely the better team and came away with the 3 points.
Yeah, I think Pereira is also starting to get his like footing into the Premier League after like 3 years, but he has his like bright spots every so often. This past weekend was one of them.
Yeah.
Moving on to Bournemouth versus Cardiff City. Bournemouth went up 2-0 this past week with the possession at 63-37. Shots 12, 4 on target for Bournemouth, 10 and 1 shot on target for Cardiff. The goal at the very end of the game by that was led up by Simon Francis. Great effort. Won the ball back and kept the play going, and then obviously Wilson got it at the end of that. They need to keep on doing that kind of stuff to keep them into the season. It's good to see that because like now I think Bournemouth is like not ready to take a step, but hopefully are ready to take a step towards being the solid mid-table teams.
Yeah.
Because the win over Cardiff, Cardiff wasn't as impressive as somehow they went lower than what my expectations were, but that's what it was.
Cardiff looked like a championship team in this game.
Yeah.
I was happy to see Callum Wilson get that goal, especially because he missed a penalty earlier.
That was true, yes.
So like good for his confidence because Bournemouth are going to need him to be putting the ball in the back of the net regularly. Probably need at least like 15 goals from him.
Jermaine Defoe still on the team?
Yeah, but he didn't come on until like after Callum Wilson scored, I think. He came on in stoppage time, but yes, he is still on the team. But I don't know how much playing time he's going to get. I really don't think he got that much playing time last year, even with Callum Wilson out.
It was what's his name? Phoebe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who is that? He got transferred this past year, but I don't remember where he moved to.
Yeah, so Bournemouth definitely going to be needing Callum Wilson.
Yeah.
But it was like once again they were the better team. They deserved the 3 points.
Pace.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if he runs quite as well as he used to.
Yeah, after that injury, obviously, but that's what it was. Moving on. Here we go. Huddersfield Town versus Chelsea. Chelsea won 3-0 with 63% possession over Huddersfield's 37. Huddersfield had 6 shots, 1 on target, and Chelsea had 13 with 4 on target. 3 of those going in, obviously. My take from the game, Chelsea was Chelsea. I feel like in a way. I mean, they're missing some players, but that's what I expect Chelsea to play against these the smaller teams. I really enjoyed Pedro's goal, and William playing on the left was kind of interesting too, because usually he's on the right side, but I know he's been able to play on the left, but it's interesting to see him play on the left. So hopefully that FIFA card's on the left too.
Yeah. I think I had this game as a draw. Actually, I was hoping that Huddersfield, opening day of the season, home game, opening day of the season, like we said again, like the Newcastle Spurs game, that this was Newcastle's chance to take points off of a top team. This was Huddersfield's chance to take some points off a top team, and especially given the way that Chelsea had played in the Community Shield the weekend before, I was thinking that they looked pretty disorganized then. And they went with this. I think they had the exact same back line. It was Rudiger, David Luiz, and then Alonso and Azpilicueta on the wings, or like on the right and left.
Interesting too. Huddersfield played with a 3-man back, which was interesting. So I think it kind of.
If by interesting you mean really, really stupid.
Yeah, well, because sorry, right? That's his name. He's kind of used to playing 3-man back, so I think that kind of was like he was like, all right, this in Italy all the time.
Yeah. Pretty straightforward for Chelsea. I don't think they were ever really troubled. Like you said, 6 shots, 1 on target. Kepa.
Good
I'm
break
gonna
in.
learn in the next week like how to actually say his last name, so I don't
No
just
one-
keep
no
saying
one-
Kepa.
no one wants to
I
say
could
his
probably
name.
spell it, but I can't.
You can spell that?
yeah.
I can envision it, but like me trying to put the words on paper, I would struggle.
I think they were doing fine even without Eden Hazard because Hazard didn't start. I think it was a complete they were much more dangerous once they brought on Eden Hazard. He was
Mhm.
tearing Huddersfield apart and set up Pedro for that third goal.
Yeah.
So we got a little bit of a glimpse there. I think Sarri was able to use the week to make some adjustments after that Community Shield game.
A lot to learn.
And obviously, like they're playing not excellent opposition. So
Also, I think it's going to be interesting to see them in the next couple of months and how he really shapes that team to be.
and
Yeah.
it was and Chelsea also it will be helpful for them throughout the whole season if they can keep getting goals from Conte and Jorginho. Like
Well,
Not-
Conte's goal was like kind of like a
he
little
mishit
bit-
that really bad.
Yeah, and then Jorginho's goal
Penalty.
wasn't a penalty. So he got
It
his
was.
first
I
goal.
know it was pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
that was a pretty cool. I mean, like just he was relaxed,
Yeah, but I mean,
no pressure, just ease the ball in the back of the net.
I think he's like it's only Huddersfield in Italian, like
Yeah,
Italian
probably.
accent
In Italian. It's only Huddersfield.
It's only Huddersfield. All right, here we go. Moving on, we got Fulham versus Crystal Palace.
Oh man.
My kind of surprise of the week, but like I was.
Yeah,
happy
I was
though.
really I was so disappointed in Fulham.
2-0 for Crystal Palace. Surprisingly though, possession was weird. 66% possession for Fulham, 34 for Crystal Palace playing that counterattack.
Yeah, it was one of these like bend don't break sort of performances. I really think that Fulham was the better team here.
Yeah.
But they just could not get it together in the final third.
Yeah, so Fulham had 15 shots with 6 on target, and then Crystal Palace was really efficient, 10 shots with 9 on target.
There you go.
And then I like Mitrovic's performance though. I thought he played tough, played hard. I think he's gonna be able to play in that role a lot better. Even though it's Crystal Palace, I think it's a fluke loss. They should have won the game. I felt they were.
I think they should have won the game too.
But Crystal Palace obviously was well prepared. Zaha got a goal in this.
Yep.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
The second goal.
Yep.
And I was happy because he's on my fantasy team.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, these are the type of games that Fulham will quickly learn they need to win.
Yes.
To not that I personally think they're going to be relegated this year, but these are the games you need to win to make sure you don't get relegated.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe
So-
Crystal Palace might be like, this is how they're going to play all year in a way where they can absorb pressure and be able to score on the counter.
Yeah, we'll see.
It can work. It can work out. Moving on. We got Wolves versus Everton. I watched this game as pretty much almost through, all the way through. 2-2 draw. Possession going 57 to Wolves, 43 to Everton. 11 shots, 4 on target for Wolves, and 6 shots with 5 on target for Everton. Interesting. The game started to get really weird at the 40th minute when Phil Jagielka murdered. I forgot who the guy was, but he.
Wasn't it Neves?
No, it wasn't
Ne-
Neves.
no?
Neves passed the ball to him and then
Okay.
watched him die.
All right.
But regardless, Neves got the free kick. I don't know if you watched the replay on how he moved that free kick up a little bit. Like it was about like
Oh yeah, it
almost
was.
like 5 yards.
It was for sure.
So he got into that sweet spot.
Was that a red card for you?
I've seen a lot of debates. I think the older guys, like the older people that have played, will probably say it's not, or not even a foul. But for me, I don't know. I guess with the modern take of the game, with the way the officials explained it, and all the old retired refs, I guess it is a foul. So I have to say yes.
I didn't think it was a foul.
I mean, he hit the ball first, technically, right?
Yes, he did, and that's
So-
why I didn't think it was a foul. Like he won the ball. He got him with his studs like on the top of the foot or like ankle kind of area.
I don't know if
But
it was
like
just
he
a-
can't win that ball unless he puts his foot in that situation. Like he was
Yeah.
full stretch.
Yeah, 'cause like I mean your full studs showing, and then you're extending your leg out. So I don't know.
I mean, was it a dangerous tackle? Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah,
but
it was.
like he won the ball.
He won the ball. I think what would have been the compromise would just have been a yellow card, I guess, with the free kick.
Yeah, and he not only did he win the ball, but like the ball went in the direction of his tackle. Like
Mhm.
it wasn't like he just clipped the
Yeah.
just nicked the ball or whatever and then caught him. Like it was clean contact on the ball. Obviously went through the guy onto his foot. but like the ball went in the other direction.
It would maybe it might have changed the game because Everton still scored goals with 10 men. So
Yeah.
yeah, Richarlison's second goal was sublime, dude. I was just like, oh, I could do that in FIFA too. But basically I call it the slide in the DMs kind of goal, just like with the Pereira, like just like ooh.
Yeah, it was good. So like he had a really great debut for Everton. Wolves looked, obviously they were playing against a 10-man defense, but I thought Wolves looked good, or at least good enough.
I think they need to be a little bit more organized in the back, for me, just because giving up a goal with 10 men, it's kind of shouldn't happen really. But I think they put a lot of pressure on Everton. Honestly, I felt like they did. Neves, I think, is going to be a big player for them, because he got the goal and then he got the assists from this weekend. But yeah,
This
I'm
was
happy.
also a Rui
He's on my
Patricia did
fantasy team.
start. Oh, Jamatini started too. I don't know why I missed that. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say something really dumb then. I just saved myself.
All right, moving on. Southampton versus Burnley, the only 0-0 draw this past weekend. Excuse me, sorry. Southampton had 48% possession. Burnley had 52, so basically even. Shots, we got 18 with 2 on target for Southampton, 16 shots with 6 on target for Burnley. I thought both sides had pretty good saves from both sides, both keepers for both teams. Again, I think Southampton ran a
Super Joey Hart.
It's gonna be interesting because like Southampton ran on a 3-man back in this game too, which is interesting. Wonder how if
Who was their third center back? Bertrand?
Bertrand did play, but he played out on the left. Oh, no, the right. My bad. No, it was I have to really look at it.
Hoyt, Vestergaard. Oh, I forgot that they signed Vestergaard.
Yeah, Vestergaard. Was one of them,
Vestergaard,
yeah.
Stevens. Okay.
So it was interesting. See if they keep doing that. Maybe. Who's their the manager's
Mark Hughes.
Mark Hughes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Did he? Yeah, he did run a 3-man back in Stoke for a little bit there, right?
Yeah, he did.
So that makes sense. So I mean, I don't know. This game was nothing happened. So
It was good. Good games from both McCarthy and Joe Hart.
yeah.
Kind of strange to see so many, like you said, 18 and 16, so like 34 shots and no goals.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that's what you get sometimes at the bottom of the table.
Yeah. In a way, we'll see what happens. Moving on, we got the gangbang of the week. Liverpool versus West Ham.
I was really
Oh.
disappointed in West Ham.
Woo.
Well, let me rephrase that. West Ham got what they deserved because
the play style they played. Yeah.
right, they did not set up properly
Mhm.
against Liverpool. Manuel Pellegrini did not set them up properly against Liverpool. But I think that the way that they did play will work against
Lower end. of
not
top
Liverpool
6.
and not City.
Yeah.
Because I think Felipe Anderson played really well. I think if this game could have been a little bit different if Arnautovic takes his chances. He was clean through twice and missed in the first half.
I mean, there is a way to beat Liverpool, and that's going to be when they don't backtrack right and to be able to beat them through there. So,
yeah,
you can see that was.
So I think there were encouraging signs, but just starting the year against Liverpool, I think it made it look worse than it was.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was really hopeful that they would be able to play better than they did.
Yeah. Well, anyways, it was 4-0 to Liverpool. Possession 65 to Liverpool, 35 to West Ham. 18 shots with 8 on target for Liverpool, with 5 with 2 on target for West Ham. Like I said, total domination, I felt like, in a way.
One-way traffic.
Yeah. Joe Gomez playing in the middle, finally. I thought that was a big thing because he's been playing on the
Yay.
left for them for some reason. I know before he came in from, I think it was Charlton's Athletic. And, like, for some reason, they put him on the left even with Brendan Rodgers when he brought him in. I was like, this dude's a center back. What are you doing? I mean,
Brendan Rodgers is crazy.
he has some pace, but then even, like, I think even Jurgen Klopp played him at left for a little bit there, too, just because the left back situation was going on with them before.
Well, I mean, your options being like Moreno or
Yes, I'm
James
saying.
Milner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because Robertson
this is
didn't
weird.
play until like more than halfway through last season, I think.
Yeah, but yeah, and then give West Ham a time too. I think Pellegrini will figure out what he needs to do. But like I said, once he gets into these like mid-table to bottom half opponents, he'll be able to use the system well.
Yeah, it was kind of as to be expected from Liverpool. I do think that they are at an advantage over the rest of the big teams because so many of their players were back from the World Cup long before the season started. If you look at like the team United put out, even like Leicester didn't start Jamie Vardy and stuff like that. The team City put out such.
You need Christian Pulisic apparently to beat Liverpool.
Yeah, I
right
guess. So the Salah goal, same old, same old. It was a great cross from Robertson. The third goal, the second Mane goal, was offside. So a little bit unlucky for West Ham there.
There was like two. There was another goal that was questionable because of something. I forgot what it was.
And then I was really happy to see Daniel Sturridge get a goal. I think that he's the sort of person that could make the difference in how much they challenge City this year if they can have a weapon coming off the bench.
Coming off the bench or just
like him and Shaqiri I think are going to be the most important too.
Filling in roles where they need
or cover any injuries say like if Firmino gets hurt this year or whatever.
Yeah. Well, they still have what's his name that came in from Chelsea, Solanke, right?
Yeah.
So
they
have somewhat depth in a way.
They have more depth than they've had for years.
Yeah, for sure, especially in the midfield.
They have a pretty good squad.
Yeah.
Speaking of good squads.
Moving on to the last game of the weekend was Arsenal versus Man City. Arsenal went down 2-0. Possession-wise, 42 to Arsenal, 58 to Man City. Shots, 9 with 3 on target for Arsenal, 17 to 8 shots on target for City. That was a great performance by City because of the way Arsenal played and the way they set up. What's the young kid that they played in the midfield?
It starts with a G.
Gudias or something?
I'll say it's like Guedes. Oh, no. Guendouzi.
A little sloppy, but a lot of energy. I think hopefully this doesn't like discourage him on like his just like confidence and stuff. But I think Arsenal just needs to set up better. Niles playing out, I think it was left back, was a question for me. I was like, he's a winger. I don't know why we're playing him at left back, I guess. Another one was Iwobi was left on the bench, and you're playing Ozil out wide. I don't know what's going on there. I feel like with that said, like if they set up that way, they don't really give them like wide options if they're going to be subbing in those kind of guys, especially with Ramsey playing up higher. I don't know. It was just weird. It was a weird setup. I felt like if you're gonna have a bombing, or if you're gonna I felt like that had like they offered no pace in that setup for me. I mean, you have your fullbacks, but like I feel like it's like you're channeling it through one way. For me, I don't know. It didn't seem natural. The way Emery set it up.
I was really surprised with the setup he went with. I think starting Guendouzi in a game like this when you have Torreira, the Uruguayan guy they signed on the bench, ready to go, was weird. I think Niles at left back really wasn't a big deal, and I think most of City's more dangerous attacks came down the left anyway. But Arsenal had so many holes in midfield because Ozil was left to defend. Basically, when City were in possession, Ozil was left to defend, and Granit Xhaka has never proven that he's good enough. And then you had Xhaka and Guendouzi together in the center of the park, getting bossed by Fernandinho and Bernardo Silva, and all of them, all the City midfielders, Mahrez and Sterling, like constantly switching sides. It was a little bit different. There was a little bit of variety from the City attack because like half the time Mendy would come into the midfield, and half the time he would swing wide and Sterling would cut in on his right. That was another thing that we saw, like Sterling cutting in right, like having a right footer on the left and a left footer on the right, both of them cutting in.
Give me one sec. Silva and Sterling's goal, like I I peed my pants a little. Like a little pee came out of my pants for each of those goals.
Sterling's goal was, I mean, okay. He did well to get past Bellerin.
But it was just it was outside the box for me. I was like, oh,
Well, I mean,
That's
did
like-
you watch any of the games last year? Sterling scored outside the box all the time.
I guess sure.
That
whatever.
same shot cutting in on his right, like he did that, but it wasn't even that good of a finish.
Memphis Depay. Sorry.
It wasn't even that good of a finish because the only reason it went in is because Czech was unsided because Mustafi and
Yeah.
Socrates were standing right in front of Sterling.
That's
The Silva goal was nice. Mendy had 2 assists. It was good from him, but at the same time, Mendy was not as good defensively as I remember him being. Maybe Bellerin annihilated him once and should have scored. Should have made it 1-1. The standout for me in this game was Bernardo Silva. He was bought to replace, in theory, to replace David Silva, but spent all of the first year last year
on the right.
playing. Okay, I'll just stop talking. Go ahead.
On the right.
Playing on the right, and he finally got to play like with Mahrez on the right, Bernardo Silva in the middle, and he had a great game.
Yeah, because he's like it feels more natural. Even with like in Portugal when they play him out wide, it's just like, dude, just play him in the middle, dude. What are you doing?
And here, let me go through. Let me read this bench to you. It's not even gonna show it all. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. All right. Here's the Manchester City bench in this game: Gabriel Jesus, Leroy Sané, Kevin De Bruyne. Those were our 3 subs. Still on the bench: Company, Otamendi, and Phil Foden.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No.
We were breezing. I don't really think City played that well. We were really sloppy.
I think it's just the lineup, like your system. Like I said, like system. I take system over quality of players because like look at what you did right there. I would say you guys, but I think Arsenal also set themselves up to fail.
Yes.
But I think Emery wouldn't have learned that until you guys would have played this game. So you guys would have won the game anyways. Like Arsenal, I don't think Arsenal would have won this game unless they would have started, Lacazette and Aubameyang on top.
Thank you.
And then
Lacazette, Aubameyang,
with
Ozil.
and then put like they didn't have enough midfielders. I feel
They got overran in the midfield.
that's what I'm saying. So you throw Ramsey in that mix, it seems more comfortable. And then if you let Mkhitaryan just roam too with Ozil behind him, like kind of like a 4. What? How many midfielders? 4-3-2-1-2. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like for them, like it's you're only offering your fullbacks to get wide and no one else.
I think
I don't like it.
this was a game where Arsenal. We talked about Newcastle needing to beat Spurs, not needing to beat, but like could.
Yeah.
Huddersfield, but Arsenal, had they set up, I don't know. It was just so weird the way that Unai Emery set up his team. And then if you look at really how sloppy, I think really Manchester City were only at like 60% in this game.
Yeah.
Ederson was turning the ball over out of the back.
I got a clean sheet. I don't care.
Yeah, well, that's true. But shouldn't or Bellerin should have scored against him. He kicked it right at him. And then Lacazette missed like a volley like just wide. Aubameyang had a couple chances. Like chances were there, and City were sloppy in possession at times. Once Kevin De Bruyne came on, it was a lot better. And Aguero, I forgot his name already again. Let me go back. Guendouzi missed that ball in midfield when he was last man and Aguero went through. Did you see that? Like literally all Aguero had to do was press Y on his controller and square to Kevin De Bruyne.
Save though.
Yeah, Czech made the save, but like
Yeah.
if Aguero squares that, it's 2-0
Yeah.
then. Like luckily Bernardo Silva scored like a minute later.
Yeah.
But so it didn't all work for City. Like there was definite signs of rust, but this was also like a great squad that we have, but like this was still in reality a B team. Like this is like on all those subs that I mentioned and people on the bench, there was no David Silva either.
Yeah.
So it's pretty scary their squad.
Yeah, it's good. Like
This-
I said,
and
I have
I'm-
City winning
I'm-
the title.
I'm really happy with the result, obviously. Like to get the Arsenal game over with, the away Arsenal game over with, because I don't have any worries about the home games really.
Yeah.
The home game against Liverpool maybe, and I think actually United beat us last year at home.
Yeah, you guys beat us.
We beat
to
you at Old Trafford, and you beat us at
we
home.
traded.
So yeah, good win, 3 points. Not a great performance though, I didn't think.
Moving on though, we're gonna go through the season stats like as like top goal scorers. We won't do it this week because like everyone just is kind of starting out. So next week we'll do it after we go through the review. Richarlison apparently is the top goal scorer, but there's a bunch of 2s and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah,
Pereira, Richarlison, Mane.
yeah, Mane, yeah. So Moving on, we got we're gonna go. You want to do preview for this upcoming week and then get into fantasy?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Here we go. I know I watched a couple of Eredivisie games this past weekend, but nothing too big. I mean, I know Feyenoord lost, but everyone else that should have won. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh, Timothy Way scored too. By the way, Timothy
For
Way.
PSG.
He
Yeah.
was kind of like a mistake goal, but he still scored.
He took it off the goalkeeper, didn't he? It's like the goalkeeper was going to
It was
clear
a
it.
back pass to the goalkeeper, and then he messed it up.
Yeah.
And then
Hey, they all count the same.
Yep. Stats are stats, bro. Here we go, guys. Premier League time. First game of match day 2, Saturday, August 8th. We got
18th.
Cardiff City.
Saturday, August 18th.
What did I say?
8th.
My bad. I'm stupid. Here we go. Cardiff City versus Newcastle United. It's in Cardiff City.
It's a good place for it.
Yep, that is where it's gonna. So it's
Oh, it
gonna be
literally
Wales.
is Cardiff City Stadium.
So we got 14 versus 17 on the table. Both teams have 0 points, obviously. Who do you got?
Newcastle. Cardiff looked really bad. Cardiff looked straight up. I'm not kidding. They look
Yeah.
like a championship team.
I think this is where like Newcastle's gonna shine, like the top, very much against the lower end teams. I think you're gonna see Newcastle be good. Newcastle, like wow, like during like the review weeks, you're gonna be like, oh wow, this is a brilliant win. But it was against Cardiff City, Huddersfield, or Brighton, or whatever. But yeah, I got Newcastle again. I can't really explain why not they don't win. So
That was quite a sentence.
yeah, exactly. There's no like I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. But regardless, on the One Football app, they got 19% going to Cardiff, 6% draw, 75% to Newcastle.
I believe that.
Moving on, we got Leicester City versus Wolves. It is at the King Power Stadium. We got 10 versus 13. Wolves obviously picking up the 1 point. Who you got?
I think I'm going to go with a draw. I think that Leicester had a really good sort of like middle hour from maybe like the 15th minute to
I really
the 75th minute or so.
Madison a lot.
Yeah,
He had a
Madison
lot
had a
of
good
energy.
game. I would expect that Jamie Vardy starts in this game, which will be better for Leicester.
I would like it if they just played Iheanacho and him together up top. Honestly, just get rid of the wingers. Just put Madison right behind him.
I don't know.
And use Gray as a sub.
I don't think. I think if I was gonna play them both, I would play Vardy behind Iheanacho.
Yeah.
But Leicester, Ranieri before, Claude Puel now, and Ranieri before, never really played like Okazaki and
Yeah, I know.
Vardy together. So I don't at all expect them to play two up front.
I would like that though.
I think
I would really enjoy that.
Wolves had a pretty good showing against a 10-man Everton, but still a good showing. They seem like they're gonna have lots of energy this year. So I just think it's gonna be a little bit of a shootout, maybe like a 2-2.
2-2.
Yeah.
I want to go with a surprise pick. I'm gonna go with the Wolves on this.
See, I don't really feel like like if Wolves win this game, it's not a surprise to me.
For me, apparently to One Football app it is.
Well, people are stupid.
They got 61% going to Leicester and 0 going or draw to 7%, and then 32% going to Wolves. I just like Wolves. I just like Neves, dude. That dude gets me hard.
I think
Sorry.
that was not what I expected you to say, but okay.
Dude, that dude's legit.
I think I'm gonna be honest for a second here about Leicester. I think people still haven't got over the fact, and it was like a great thing that they accomplished, but I think they still have not got over the fact that Leicester won the league, and Leicester still, people's opinion of Leicester are still buoyed by that.
I guess. I think
I don't think Leicester is anything more than a mid-table team again.
yeah, like what this, especially with like Conte leaving.
They didn't replace Riyad Mahrez.
Yeah,
Maybe
Mahrez,
Madison if he has a good year, but
yeah, Conte. Obviously Drinkwater's gone, and then Huth. I mean that backline was kind of like weird how they had Foose, Huth, Morgan, and Simpson.
yeah,
And like now they're all gone basically, besides Morgan.
Morgan's the last one.
I mean everyone's either on the bench or just gone. So it's just weird how kind of as like a one-hit wonder. That's all it was.
Yeah.
So
So like as if Wolves can continue the types of performances that they had against Everton, like I put Everton, Leicester, and Wolves all in the same bracket.
I got Wolves in this game though.
Okay. I mean,
Alright.
yeah, but that's not, to me, that's not an upset.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Well, apparently the one football app. Let's move on. Everton versus Southampton. It is at what's Everton's
Goodison.
Park. There it is. We got 9 versus 12. Both have 1 point, sharing the same goal difference. I'm gonna take Everton in this, just because Southampton's quality has not gone down, and Mark Hughes I do not believe in.
I think that it's going to be actually beneficial to Everton that they can't play Phil Jagielka. I think putting in either Yari Mina
or Zoma.
Yeah, or Kurt Zuma. I
Zuma.
think both of those people are an upgrade to the got to be like 33 or 34 now, Jagielka.
And Williams
is gone.
What, they got rid of Ashley Williams?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, he went down. He went down
in the championship.
I told you about that. I'm
Right,
stupid.
yeah.
Yeah, there's no one. Yeah, it was Phil Jagielka and Michael Keane.
Right.
Which is like Michael Keane hasn't really panned out like he did at Burnley. He hasn't like
Right.
continued that momentum to Everton from Burnley. Like I said, I got Everton. Everton got 84% for them, 5% for a draw, 11 for Southampton. But if Southampton can still play that 3-man back well and can continue that, I don't know, maybe they might squeeze a victory out.
Yeah, I think that. Well, I mean, Southampton had a hard time scoring against Burnley.
They picked up who did they pick up at striker?
Southampton?
Yeah, they picked up someone I liked.
I mean, they've had Charlie Austin for a while
Yeah,
now.
Austin.
They signed Gabbiadini last year.
No, not Gabbiadini. There's someone else they just signed. Man.
They brought in Danny Ings.
Danny Ings. There you go.
He was even on the bench for the last game. I'm not sure.
He played.
Oh, he played?
Yeah.
Okay.
He had a couple. I think the really good Joe Hart save, that was him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think their best. I think Charlie Austin started for them against Burnley. I think that I've always liked Charlie Austin.
Mm-hmm. Right place, right time.
Basically, yeah.
Chicharito.
So, but I think if Everton play the way they did against Wolves, they're gonna roll over Southampton.
Okay. Yeah. Richarlison, another 2 goals.
Mm-hmm. And they're gonna have a little bit more energy at the back without Jagielka.
Okay. Let's move on. We got West Ham versus Bournemouth at the Olympic Stadium. We got number 3 in Bournemouth with 3 points.
Sure. Okay.
I'm sorry, Bournemouth fans. I respect you guys. Oh, with the 2 goal difference. With the West Ham, who's that dead bottom? I think.
With the -4. Yeah.
I can see a draw out of this, but I feel like West Ham learned a lot about themselves this past week, and they're gonna strap up some boots. And Felipe Anderson, bro, here we go. West Ham.
I'm picking West Ham.
Yeah. I like Bournemouth.
I'm going to ride this West Ham train straight into the ground. Okay? I believe that Manuel Pellegrini is a good manager for them to sign. I put it on par with, like, what's his name at Newcastle, who I'm blanking on for some reason. Rafa Benitez.
Rafa Benitez.
I think that Pellegrini will figure it out. I think that they played what they're trying to do didn't work against Newcastle. I'm mixing up all my teams right now. Against Liverpool.
Yeah.
And Bournemouth is the type of team that this new West Ham needs to beat.
Yeah.
And they're going to get the job done.
So we got 75 to West Ham, 7% on the draw, 18 to Bournemouth. Moving on.
You said 75% for West Ham?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did I say that right?
That's what you said. I would have thought that
75.
the poll would have been a little closer there.
I don't think a lot of people know about Bournemouth. That's why.
All right.
Let's move on. We got Tottenham Hotspurs versus Fulham. This is going to be at Wembley, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, still kind of a home game for Fulham, in a way. I don't know. Moving on. Who we got?
I'm going to go draw. We all know Harry Kane's not going to score. The calendar still says August.
That is true.
Fulham were a little bit unlucky against Crystal Palace. And I think Fulham have the energy to give Tottenham problems.
Yes. I can agree with that, but I'm gonna go with Tottenham on this. I feel it's gonna be like a Lamella or like a Son that comes in and get the game winner. For me, like it's just some stupid, just like, oh well, that happened again. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. That's for. I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in Tottenham this year. I feel like they're just Tottenham. You know what I mean?
I 100% know what you mean. This is
Yeah.
what you get for not signing anyone.
Well, not that. Not just that. It just feels like no one really got much better. You know what I mean? Like I mean, Trippier had a good year.
I would say
Harry Kane,
Trippier is improving.
but
I
like
think
everyone else is just like kind of stagnant.
I think Christian Eriksen is still underrated.
Yeah. Well, I already had him high. I already rated him high.
I think, although I personally believe that Dele Alli is overrated.
Well, yeah.
I don't think
So
he's
the
nearly
problem.
as good as people think he is.
Try to do that celebration thing that he does.
Oh, the whole like, I'm gonna like break my wrist. I don't know how you're supposed to do that. It's gotta be. It's edited.
Science.
It's edited video.
I don't know, dude. He did it on his phone. So I got Tottenham. You got Fulham. Oh no, draw.
Draw.
86 is with Tottenham, 3%.
Nah,
With
Fulham have a
draw,
way better
and
chance.
Fulham has 11%.
No. I give Fulham at least 20%.
There's a lot of American fans out download this app just like me, so I don't know. Woo! We got another Chelsea and Arsenal, man. Woo!
Coming in hot with
There
the
we
big games
go.
early.
Stamford Bridge, the first big toilet of the Premier League.
Oh,
Here we go. Who you got?
I'm gonna go draw. I'm sitting on the fence a lot here. I think that Unai Emery is gonna make some adjustments.
He's gonna have to. Play some Hawaii, please.
You're not gonna see all the young players. I think I will learn how to pronounce his name too. Torreira, whatever. Will
It's like Pereira, but Torre with a
yeah,
T.
whatever.
I don't know.
I think he's gonna start
Torreira.
over that kid that played against City, and that's gonna help them a lot. They could also do with the change in shape. You cannot under any circumstances have Mesut Ozil on the right anymore. It doesn't work.
We'll
He
you don't
has to
need
play in the middle.
The closer you get Mesut Ozil into the center part, that's another park, the better.
And in any case, because they were playing Mkhitaryan on the left the last time, and I don't think Ramsey's good enough as a number 10.
Yeah.
I want to see Ramsey move back.
He's good enough for number 10 for
Ozil in the
Wales.
middle, Mkhitaryan on the
Premier
right.
League.
So yeah, I think Arsenal will make enough adjustments to make this an even game.
Okay.
Because I still think that Chelsea have too many problems. Like, if Chelsea once again play Rudiger and David Luiz at the back, they're going to eventually have problems, especially if Lacazette and Aubameyang play together. Arsenal got 10 times better against City when Lacazette came on.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go with Arsenal on this one.
Oh wow, going all the way.
Yeah, no.
What held me back is that Chelsea did better against Huddersfield than I thought they were going to.
I thought they were gonna. I thought they did the job that I thought they were gonna do.
Okay.
But 65% is going to Chelsea. 6
Eh,
in a draw.
fair enough.
29 to Arsenal. I just feel like Emery just if they makes the changes that he needs to make, they're gonna win this game.
Yep.
Just by default.
Yep, I agree with that.
Okay. Do you want to? There is a League On game that Saturday with Monaco and Lille. I don't
Let's
know
just
if
stick
that's
with the Premier League.
Okay, we're just gonna do Premier League.
Yeah.
No Juventus and Chivro.
No, I mean,
Chevron?
let's finish the Premier League and then we
Okay.
can go elsewhere.
All right. Okay. Sunday, fun day. Burnley versus Watford. I don't know what Burnley's stadium is. Moore Park.
Yes.
We got number 6 versus number 11. Obviously, Watford won last week.
Yeah, 2-0.
Who did Watford play last week? Played.
Watford played
They did play Southampton. Burnley played Southampton.
Dust. I'm blanking.
Cardiff.
Cardiff.
Yeah, Cardiff. No, Bournemouth played Cardiff.
Brighton. Sorry.
Brighton. Yeah, same trash. I'm gonna go with the draw on this one. But who you got?
I think. Ooh. I want to say Watford, but I can't go against my boy Joe Hart.
I feel like Watford has more going forward.
Oh, for sure.
Easily. but like Burnley can play that. What's the coach's name?
Burnley's just straight. Sean Dyke.
Yeah, Sean. Yeah, he just. I don't know. I feel like he has a good system there. Even
Yeah.
though a lot of people are down on him this year just because of how many.
Burnley
games
can
they're
be
gonna play.
very, very organized.
Yeah,
I mean, they're playing Europa League football this year,
exactly. So,
and it's their first home game of the season. I think
I'm gonna go with the draw.
they're gonna have a little chip on their shoulder, not getting not getting those 3 points against Southampton.
Yeah,
And I think that as many times as Watford impressed us this year, they're going to also not be impressive at all. Because that's how you end up mid-table. You have a good week and then a bad week, and then a good week and then a bad
yeah,
week.
it's random. That's true.
So I'm gonna go for Burnley.
Okay.
And you know what? Joe Hart's my boy. I miss you, Joe Hart.
I miss you, JH. We got 38% for Burnley, 10% for a draw, 52 for Watford.
Nah, fair enough. Especially after the way the last week panned out.
Moving on to the Etihad. We got Manchester City versus these guys, Huddersfield Town. I'm sorry.
I don't know that I have enough fingers to count all the goals.
This is really bad in percentage, by the way. I got. City
Is it
in
above?
this.
I'm gonna guess it's just above like 92.
You are accurate, sir. So we got 93% for City, 1% for a draw. You got someone put 6. There must have been the 6 Huddersfield.
All the Huddersfield fans voted. Yeah.
Even it's probably it's probably like 2 Huddersfields or like, less than half the Huddersfield fans. They probably went with City. Unfortunately, yes. We watched City play half strength last week, and I think as the weeks come along, they're gonna get to full strength. And guess who's in the way this week? It's Huddersfield Town. Unless they can play really organized like they did against us last year, but this is not at their home turf. It's at the Etihad.
Yeah.
And I don't see this turning out to be a good game. I think we're gonna have a similar result to like the Liverpool game with this, but with like no kind of reaction from Huddersfield at all.
I think the City's next 6 games are against the last 6 promoted teams. That's whoever scheduled that. Thank you, first off. But they're gonna have. I think they're gonna win. I think they're gonna win, obviously. But I think I wouldn't be surprised if we end up slipping up in one of these few games with like a 0-0 or 1-1 draw, because Pep can use these next few games to really play around tactically.
Tune-ups.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go for a win. I'm gonna say just 3-0 though.
I'm gonna go like 5.
Nah. Actually 3-1. We're due for a FIFA goal.
I have Ederson starting. Douche.
Sorry.
Here we go. We got Brighton versus Manchester United. What's Brighton's stadium? You know the name? No? Okay. Well, I got United in this regardless.
I'll look it up for you.
Oh.
The Amex.
Oh, Amex. Oh, it's right here, dude. I'm stupid.
Yeah, it's at the bottom. Well, I don't know. I'm on the
for me,
ESPN
no,
app.
I didn't see stadium right there.
Good.
We got number 7 versus number 16. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be similar to the Leicester game, but I don't think we're gonna give up a goal. I feel pretty confident. I think Bailly had a really good game last week. Luke Shaw had a good game. I think the more him and Lindelof play together, the better they're gonna get. Right back, I don't know where Valencia is. He wasn't even on the bench. As long as we start Luke Shaw, I feel better. Midfield is interesting. Hopefully, we just play a little bit better. I felt like we in the midfield for. I mean, Pogba had a good game, but like Pereira, I don't know. I felt like a little. It didn't feel right. Him there, I don't know. I feel like he's more of a guy that pushes that more. But if we're gonna play him there, we're gonna play him there. And up top, if Lukaku starts this week or not, we'll see. And hopefully, Sanchez doesn't
suck.
Yeah.
I want to say draw so bad because I want to say draw. I feel like but I'm gonna go with the United win. I think it'll be probably Probably 2-0, like you said, similar
Yeah,
to the
2-0.
Leicester game, without giving up a goal, just because Brighton looked pretty awful against Watford. We just looked this up for the last game or whatever. Yeah, I've always said that for every one goal, Lukaku needs 3 chances, and Brighton is the type of team that he can get those 3
He get,
chances
like, 6
against.
chances
Yeah,
and like still only scored 1 goal.
Yeah.
But,
so
yeah, I feel that's what I feel in the balls. Hopefully, if anything, I would like Sanchez to have another bad week. So the next week we just start Rashford out on left and then Lukaku up top.
that's never going to happen.
But yeah, I don't know.
Jose Mourinho, I really feel like he either doesn't trust Rashford or he doesn't like Rashford,
I don't know.
because Rashford would always be starting if I was in charge of Manchester United.
Yeah, because like like I say, we saw it last week. We explained it in the last podcast. Anyways, we got 89% to Manchester United, 3 on a draw with 8% for Brighton. Good job, Brighton fans. Represent. And we got one more fixture for the weekend. And
First Monday night game,
yeah, Monday Night Football.
literally.
Everybody party. Is that how the song goes? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
It's like they do. It's a different. It's what's it called? Carrie Underwood does a terrible
No,
Monday
it's
night.
Sunday night.
It's
Carrie
a s-
Underwood does a Sunday night one.
Who does Monday night then?
Isn't the Monday night thing just like do 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 do?
Boom, boom. But yeah, but they don't do like the cool song that they used to do anymore. That's what I'm saying. Whatever. Anyways, American football guys. My bad. We got Crystal Palace versus Liverpool at Selhurst Park.
Whew.
This is going to be in London, and I think we're going to see a London whooping again. Just because Crystal Palace is going to absorb too much pressure, and the dam will release all that pressure. I'm going to go with Liverpool on this. I think it's too early for Liverpool to slip up. I think they slipped up against them last year, right? No, that was Chelsea.
Maybe.
That was Chelsea last
Yeah.
year. That was early.
Liverpool very famously slipped up against them a few years
yeah,
ago.
for the title, yeah. Yeah, I feel like they have enough going forward. Even if they say they have an injury, like I said, they brought enough depth for them. So I can see a Zaha scoring a goal just like on a great run on the counterattack. If Crystal Palace can play like the way they did last week, where they can absorb pressure, where they can counterattack, find those just bad comebacks, or what do you call them?
Rebound.
Not rebounds. When they're coming back to defend on, like when they bring six guys into the box, basically. Track back.
Oh,
When if they can, exploit those track backs, that can really benefit them. But yeah, I don't see why Crystal Palace would win this game.
I think this is going to be pretty straightforward. I think if someone like Zaha scores, it'll be like the 5th goal when they're already down 4-0.
Agreed.
Liverpool tore West Ham apart. They're not going to have any problems with Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
And these are the type of games that Liverpool need, like the West Ham game, how easily that was for them. Like if they're going to keep up this year,
this is
no slips.
Yep.
There can't be any slips.
So we got 92% for Liverpool, 2% draw, 6% for Crystal Palace.
And that's it for match week 2.
That's for match week 2 for the Premier League. Earlier, who's calling me, dude? We had a game. I was gonna say Monaco and Lyon for Ligue 1 for match week 2. That's like the biggest game of the week that I saw for Ligue 1. We're just gonna go through Europe in general. They both got points last week.
Yeah, I do know that Monaco won last week.
Stade
Or this
Louis
weekend.
II. I think that's the stadium's called. I think I need to play a little bit more FIFA to get Monaco's kind of feel, in a way.
They just have such a high turnover. Like they lost
Fabinho.
Fabinho, Bernardo Silva last year, Mendy last year, Mbappe last year. This year they lost Balde Diao.
Oh yeah, he went back to Inter. He just went back to Inter, or no, back to the
A couple other people too, I think.
It was that lot too. My bad.
Yeah, it's although I mean they seem to finish at least kind of like top of the mid-table every year. At like a bare minimum, despite all the I mean they've been even finishing like up in the top 3 like some of those years.
Okay, who you got though?
I'm gonna go with Monaco.
Monaco.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the draw.
All right.
82% Monaco, 5% draw, 13 Leo. Moving on. Big games. Big games. Juventus. How do you? Is it Chievo?
Chievo Verona.
Chievo Verona. Michael Bradley's old place where he used to play before Roma. We got. They haven't played. This is the first week. My bad.
Yeah, this is opening weekend.
Ronaldo's first week.
Over under 2 Sus in this game.
Two goals.
Yeah, over under 2. Yeah, sorry. Let me go with 1.5. Over under 1.5. That way you can say 2 and take the over.
I don't know. I feel like he's gonna score 1, but I don't know about 2.
Okay.
Maybe I'll take the under.
I'm taking the over.
I feel like he's gonna get pissed because he's not giving assist to Dybala or something.
Yeah. I think that Juve. This will be really our first look at how they're gonna set up with Ronaldo and obviously being without Higuain. They got Bonucci back from AC Milan, so they got the BBC, I guess, going back in the back line again.
I forgot they still have Bernadeschi, dude.
Yeah, they do.
It's ridiculous. Sorry.
But personally, I would play Quadrado over Bernadeschi on the right. But
yeah, I'm just saying. Regardless, they still have guys on the bench there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What is going on?
Emre Tweedy, Emre Can.
Mandzukic.
Yeah, well, yeah. R.I.P. to him. He's not ever gonna see the field again.
Yeah.
He's gonna come on in the 70th minute, and score a header, whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have him for injuries. So.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So you got Juve, right?
Yeah, I don't expect Juve to have any problems here, unless Ronaldo proves to be exceptionally selfish and kind of disrupts the way that they're used to playing.
This is true. So 92% with Juventus, 2% draw, 6% to Verona.
I'm gonna go with 2 goals for Ronaldo.
Verona. Woo! Moving
Much
on.
Bigger game this weekend though in Serie A.
Lazio, Napoli. Lazio. This is in Rome. On the outskirts. I don't know. Let's see.
Just in case, real quick. Sorry.
Olimpico Rome.
Just in case you guys don't know, ESPN Plus, $5 a month for ESPN
We're
Plus.
not doing that unless they pay us to do that.
Just
we have a source where we can watch these games for $5 a month, but we're not going to say where we can watch it until
whatever.
We get the benefits.
It's worth it. It's worth it. So you can watch all these games if you want to.
Yes. Lazio versus Napoli. This is Ancelotti's first game in charge of, I don't know what their nickname is.
Honestly, I feel like Serie A has the coolest nicknames, but I know none of them.
Yeah.
Except for the old lady for Juventus.
Yeah.
But they all have these really cool Italian words as their nicknames.
Mm-hmm.
I think AC Milan is the Azzurri or something like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Well, because they have the same kind of background with Inter and AC Milan. Same thing with Barcelona and Real Madrid with the civil, not civil wars, but kind of similar.
Kind of civil war.
Yeah. Anyways, who you got?
I think I'm gonna go Napoli.
Okay.
Even though I think Ancelotti will put out a very different looking Napoli team than what we were used to with Sarri, but I think Napoli just have the better squad.
Mm-hmm.
And Italy weren't at the World Cup.
Yeah,
so
back.
a lot of the bigger Italian players. It'll be curious to see whether or not Dries Mertens starts for Napoli.
They trained up in Dublin, Ireland. Did you watch the Serie A preview? They were talking about where they trained and stuff. It was
No,
cool.
I didn't. I did not watch the Serie A preview.
Yeah, they were up in Dublin, Ireland. We got 61% to Napoli, 11 to the draw, and 28 to Lazio. I think this will be a good game though.
And these are the kind of games that Napoli need to win if they're gonna keep up with Juve.
I'm not really seeing anything in La Liga or in an Eredivisie that's real big at all this weekend besides those games that we just mentioned. So scrolling up.
I would say for La Liga, just real quick, Athletic Valencia. I think that Valencia have been improving a lot over the last few years. It's Monday the 20th. Valencia and Valencia have been improving a lot. I think that they're still not at the level of even Atletico Madrid. But it'll be interesting to see how, first off, who plays for Atletico Madrid, if Griezmann's back or whatnot. But
they have 4 captains.
with Thomas, what?
They have 4 captains: Godin, Griezmann, Juan Fran, and there's another guy missing. but they have like 4 captains.
Probably Oblak.
Maybe. No, I don't think it's Oblak.
Well, they lost. It could be Koke. They lost Saul. He left, I think,
Yeah, that was last year contract.
or Gabby, one of those guys. Actually, I forget which one it was.
I have to double check who it was. But yeah, I think they have like 4 captains.
I'm gonna actually go with a draw. I think in that, just because I don't know that like the Lamar and Griezmann and Godin and
They just-
Jimenez and all them will
they
be
played a
playing at all.
Friendly against Inter.
Yeah, the last match of the ICC.
It was an interesting match. I don't know that game. I didn't really take nothing away. There was just I think Simeone was just throwing guys on and off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a draw to you. 78% goes to Atleti, 8% goes to a draw, and then 16 goes to Valencia. Atleti's also playing the Super Cup tomorrow. The UEFA Super Cup against Real Madrid.
Oh yeah.
Forgot about that. I mean, it's not too much. Man, we don't need a preview of that. Doesn't matter. Real Madrid's gonna probably get some super goal by Bale or something.
I would take Atleti in that game.
Okay, whatever.
I think they have fewer people coming back from the World Cup, and Real Madrid haven't been able to beat Atletico consistently for the last like 5 or 6 years.
Oh.
So I'm gonna go with Atleti in that Super Cup game. No Ronaldo anymore. It'll be interesting to see how Real Madrid set up front.
Who's their? It's the Spanish guy that left.
I cannot pronounce his name.
Because he had the controversy and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to our fantasy teams for this week. Baby, I made a couple mistakes.
Mistakes were made. I
I-
made
I-
very few mistakes.
Leroy Sané screwed me over, and De Bruyne. Well,
I told you that's the problem with taking City players. Like I have 3 City. I understand. Like I have 3 City players in my team, but
my problem
Uh,
was like
it's
Sané
risky.
didn't play in the World Cup. He came back. He looked fine. I don't know why he didn't start.
I'll tell you why I didn't start.
Why he didn't start?
He had the same thing happen. The very same thing happened to Leroy Sané last year. He had a poor preseason,
Okay.
and Pep Guardiola was asked about it last year, and he said, "Look, like he doesn't deserve to play
Okay.
because of like how he like." I think he had a poor preseason this year as well, and I think that's why Raheem Sterling started.
Whatever. I still have him starting this week. I don't care. It's Huddersfield. He's gonna get subbed in and score 2 goals.
Good luck with that.
All right. Who we got in the between the sticks?
Oh, this week?
Yeah.
Coming?
Oh, we're gonna talk about last week. I scored 56. What'd you score?
76. Get good.
All right.
Hey, at least you did better than average, though. I mean, you
I
did
did.
better than like most of the rest of the people.
Average was 53 in our league, but we got between sticks.
I think I'm going to go with Fabianski this time. I had not Forster. I'm retarded. Foster
Foster. Yeah.
from Watford. Didn't have to make a save last week, but that won't be the case this week. So I'm probably going to put Fabianski in. This is West Ham's like only game off. Let me look real quick on the fixtures. I know West Ham don't have too many bad games coming up. Arsenal next week. Yeah, so I'll put Fabianski back in. They're home to Bournemouth, so I think that they're more likely to keep a clean sheet. So yeah.
I got Ederson. Not Edison. What the heck? Ederson. Huddersfield.
It's a safe bet. I mean,
They
the
shouldn't give
chances of Huddersfield having even 20% of the possession is low.
Oh, if they score a goal, I'm gonna be pissed. But anyways, I got him. It just makes sense over Fabianski for me. Back line. What we got?
Last week I had Bertrand playing. I think I'm gonna sub. I'm gonna have to. I don't know. It depends on who I replace Yedlin with because I had Yedlin as a defender, and like he had a knee injury last week, so I'm gonna have to take a look in the transfer market. I think I will take Cresswell. I will put Cresswell on the bench, on the field over Bertrand. So I'll have Trippier, who is home to Fulham, Mendy, who's home to Huddersfield, Cresswell, who's home to Bournemouth. I think
Okay.
those are like 3 good games.
At the moment, I have Alexander Arnold, who got Crystal Palace, and Robinson.
That's a
who goes
good bet.
Palace.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Wait, you have both Liverpool fullback? That should be not allowed.
Hey, whatever happens, fool. Anyways, I have them. They got Crystal Palace. Easy picks. Bertrand, at the moment, I might sub in Trippier because I feel like I'm going to, till the last minute, basically,
You didn't play Trippier last weekend? I mean, I guess he did. Oh, that's right.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's if he can't. He wasn't even on the bench.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So that's why I'm scared.
sorry.
I'm like, okay.
I'm sorry.
So that'll be a last minute switch for me. Midfield.
I think. Actually, I'm gonna look. Oh, apparently Richarlison has a calf injury. It says 75% chance of playing. I'm probably gonna stay as is in the midfield. Well, I don't have anyone to sub on anyway, so I guess that doesn't matter. 'Cause I played last week with a 5-man midfield. I'm gonna go. So I have Felipe Anderson, Richarlison, Raheem Sterling, Pedro, and Sessegnon.
Okay.
I think those are all 4 of those games are home. 3 of those 4 home games are against bottom-ish teams. Sessegnon is Tottenham away, which is you never know if he'll nick a goal, but I don't expect him to win that game at all, but he could nick a goal.
Midfield for me, I got Felipe Anderson with Bournemouth. I got De Bruyne and Sané with Huddersfield. Neves with Leicester. And then I got Sessegnon with Tottenham.
I'm telling you, dude, I don't think Sané's going to play.
I think he will. I think De Bruyne will play for sure.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Really?
No, I think we can. I think he'll come off the bench like he did against Arsenal, because I think we can afford to give him more time off.
Okay. I have to really look at this then.
This is what the midfield for that game. I would expect Bernardo Silva, Fernandinho, and then honestly probably Gundogan again. I thought Gundogan was poor against Arsenal, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's that same starting midfield.
Okay, we'll see. Maybe I'll have to double check. I don't know. I feel like he'll play. Up top, here we go.
Kun Aguero.
Jamie
Jamie Vardy.
Jamie Vardy. I got Firmino and I got Zaha. So.
Really, are you gonna keep Zaha?
Yeah. I like him. I like him against the weak teams.
No. I mean, keep him this week against.
Yeah, it's him or Iheanacho. So.
Oh. Well,
it's against Wolves. I don't know yet. Maybe I might trade Iheanacho for a De Bruyne or Sané maybe.
Yeah. I don't know.
See.
I have Jamie Vardy, and I expect Jamie Vardy to start, and we talked about that they're not going to play 2 up front.
Well, also, just if Jamie Vardy's fully fit for Puel approval.
Claude Puel.
Puel? I thought it was Puel.
I don't think
Puel.
so. I think it's Claude
Whatever.
Puel.
Don't care. Anyways, who cares about him?
I think if I was going to make a change here, my striker on the bench is Solomon Rondon, and them being against Cardiff this week could be a good chance for him to get a goal or 2. So if I was going to make one change, it would probably be Sessegnon for Rondon and play a 3-4-3.
Okay. Well, that's our fantasy, guys, for this week. Hopefully I score some points or more points. I'm only down by what? Almost 20?
You're down by 19 points.
19.
Good luck ever catching me. You're going to be eating the dust for the rest of the season.
Whatever. I'll catch up. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, that's been Across the Pond. If you haven't already, go ahead and like the video on the YouTubes. Go ahead and subscribe to the College Avenue channel. Also, go ahead and share this with all your invisible friends. And go ahead and, if you're listening to the audio, we do the YouTube version and we do a audio version. So down below, there's a SoundCloud or the YouTube link to the videos or SoundCloud. And that is it. That has been Across the Pond, like I said. Match day 2 for the Premier League and some match day 1s for everyone. It's going to be weird. Regardless, I've been Richard Dio.
I'm Jacob Bullard.
And we'll see you guys next week to talk about what happened this past weekend.